Today on Running to Him.
God has given us our most treasured possession, children. They should be treated as such. Today's reading from the reading plan is in Genesis chapter 22, and we will concentrate on verses 14 through 18. Genesis 22:14 through 18 says, Abraham called the name of that place, "The Lord will provide," as it is said today, "In the mount of the Lord it will be provided." Then the angel of the Lord called out to Abraham a second time from heaven and said, "By myself I have sworn, declares the Lord, because you have done this thing and have not withheld your son, your only son. Indeed, I will greatly bless you, and I will greatly multiply your seed as the stars of heaven, and as the sand which is on the seashore. And your seed shall possess the gate of their enemies. In your seed all of the nations of the earth shall be blessed, because you have obeyed my voice." Well, what is your most treasured or cherished possession? Many of you know that I come from a family which has saved things from previous generations. Tony has a pair of earrings that belonged to my great-grandmother. I have several books from my grandfather which are over 200 years old. The list could go on. I certainly treasure these things, but they are not my most treasured possession. Tony and I have 4 children and 11 grandchildren. These are our most valuable and treasured things. Nothing else matters in the material world to us. We treasure the grace that God has shown us in allowing us to be stewards of these beautiful treasures. I could not imagine being told that I would have to take one of these children or grandchildren and physically sacrifice them. Frankly, I would probably question everything I knew about God if he ever required such a thing. But Abraham responded differently. The writer of Hebrews writes in Hebrews 11:17 through 19, "By faith Abraham, when God tested him, offered Isaac as a sacrifice. He who received the promises was about to sacrifice his one and only son, and even though God had said to him, 'It is through Isaac that your offspring will be reckoned,' Abraham reasoned that God could raise the dead, and figuratively speaking, he did receive Isaac back from death." That's the NIV 1984 translation. Abraham trusted God would provide an alternate sacrifice or raise Isaac from the dead. This passage in Hebrews states that Abraham figuratively received Isaac back from the dead. This story presents us with a life-changing principle if we put it into action. If we commit our children to God and treat them as His possession and not ours, we will begin to treat them differently and seek their best interest according to God's guidance rather than ours. Applying this principle would dramatically change our parenting techniques. We would no longer seek to change our children so they conform to our ideals, but their transformation through seeing our walk with Christ. Because children respond the way they do, the more we are a picture of God, the more they will desire to change into a similar picture. Today, we need to reevaluate the way we value the treasure which God has given us.
Thank you for listening. We pray that today's devotion was meaningful to you. We would love to hear from you. You can use either Facebook or YouTube to like, subscribe, share, and tell others about us. If you would like to contact us, you can reach me at phineasjacobus@runningtohim.net.